What we imagine, we live it. Big ballin', big body, big business. We gon' have all we envision. Big ballin', big body, big business. You guys, I missed y'all. I mean, I know it's only been like a week, but it's been like a really like crazy busy week. I don't know, do you guys know who Myron Golden is? He is like a public speaker, businessman, sales guru. He's all the things. He teaches on like biblical principles, but I mean, he's like amazing. So I ended up taking one of his challenges, not last week, but the week before, and he just motivated all kind of stuff in your girl. I mean, taking action like I've never taken action before. And so actually I can say that due to that challenge, I just feel like I have so much more that I need to give to you guys. I've got so much information. And so a couple of the things that my team and I are working on right now, I'm working on getting out a course so that you guys can start to find your leads, learn how to talk to sellers, learn just the different lists that you can pull, just all the things. So, you know, we're working on that course, and that's going to be really, really, really helpful for you guys, especially you guys who are like just starting off and you don't know where to start. This is going to give you all the information that you need to where you can actually start taking action like the same day and potentially have yourself a property within the first 30 days. I'm also just now finishing up my ebook, so that's another thing I'm putting out there for you guys to have. And so I'm trying to get everything out there so you guys can benefit as much as possible. And so the course is going to just show you guys exactly how to find properties that you can buy without having to have all the things that we talk about, you know, credit, employment check, bank approvals, bank underwriting, all that stuff. Like, I'm literally going to show you guys exactly what steps to take from A to Z so that you guys can start, you know, getting your properties right now. I know it's a ton of you guys out there. I already know that y'all been renting and you're just like, I'm tired of renting. I'm tired of paying somebody else's mortgage every single month. I'm tired of having neighbors like above me, like stomping and being rude. No, like for real. Like when me and my family had to stay in an apartment, I used to tell my kids, because we stayed on like, when we first moved to Texas, we stayed on, I think it was like the third floor or something like that. But anyways, there were people under us, right? And so I would always tell my kids, like, you guys need to use quiet feet. And so, you know, that just basically meant like, don't be running around, don't be stomping real hard like it's people up under us. So, you know, I never had no problems with my kids. My kids were always very well behaved. The people above us, boo, 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 boo. So I went off on a tangent there. And you know what, real quick, one time that the neighbor above me was doing all that stomping, I must have got a broom and I said, do, do, do. And they were like, boom, boom, boom. Okay, so we playing now. But anyways, all right, let me get back on topic. I want to show you guys exactly how you can start getting property so that you don't have to be renting and you don't have to be listening to your noisy neighbors and you don't have to be paying somebody else's mortgage. I'm going to give you guys the tools. You don't have to have a college degree. You don't have to be like an A+ student. Like, you can just be a regular person like myself and be getting these properties. And it's so simple, you guys. But, you know, obviously you need somebody to teach you how to do it. So we're working on the course. We'll have that out here shortly. And then another thing that we're working on is an ebook, which is just about finished, which is going to basically outline all the creative, not all the creative finance strategies, but a few of the creative finance strategies and how you implement them. So I'm trying to get more information out here to you guys because I know that this information is valuable. I know that you guys can use it. I know that y'all been waiting too long to be property owners. It's not fair. It's really not. Just because, you know, your credit might not be a 620 doesn't mean that you're horrible with your finances. You know what I mean? So, you know, I know that people go through seasons and they go through phases, and something may happen that might drop their credit score dramatically. And then, you know, 1 minute your credit score is back up. And so, I mean, I feel like that's such a horrible grading system to determine whether somebody can be a homeowner or not. And then your mortgage is going to be way less than what you're paying in rent right now. So that right there should let you know
that you should let people know, or banks know, mortgage lenders know, that you can pay the mortgage because your rent is like double what you're paying or what you would be paying on a mortgage. But I'm not gonna go into that for too much longer. What I came here to do today, I want to show you guys how you can find mobile homes and profit off of them like crazy. So there is this, like a couple of months ago, I was on the Facebook Marketplace and I was looking on there. I think I was looking on there for like a car for my husband, because y'all know my husband does like the car sharing business. So he'll buy cars and then put them on the car sharing platform. But anyways, so I was on OfferUp looking for that, and I ended up, not OfferUp, I was on the Facebook Marketplace looking for cars when I saw a lot of mobile homes for sale. There was like a lot of mobile homes, and I had just been at a conference where they were talking about how a lot of people were starting to get more into like the mobile home parks and stuff, a lot of other investors. And so that was like the big thing, like everybody trying to find a mobile home park. And so when I saw the mobile homes for sale, I was like, oh, I know that there's a huge demand for mobile homes. And I was like, I wonder, y'all know I'm the creative finance girl. So I was like, I wonder if any of them would allow me to, purchase their mobile home on seller finance, right? You see mobile homes that are at RV parks, or, well, I was going to say trailer parks, but I don't think we call them trailer parks anymore. Just mobile home parks, RV parks, whatever. Okay. So I was like, I mean, we might as well try it. Won't hurt. So I started like reaching out on the Facebook market and like asking people like, hey, I'd love to chat about your mobile home. I'm very interested in it, yada, yada, yada. And the ones that I was really paying attention to were the ones that had been on the Facebook market for like more than like 15, 20 days. Because y'all know, like, after you put something on like Facebook Market or Craigslist or OfferUp, after about like 4 or 5 days of like nobody responding or not getting your offer, you start to get a little bit desperate, right? Because I've been there before, so you start marking that price down like, okay, let me just knock it down like $20, see if I get a hit. Okay, no hit. All right, let me go ahead and knock it down about $80. Still no hit. Okay, you know what? Let me just mark it down to $1 and see if anybody. No, but like, so I try to look for those mobile homes that have been on there for a little while, because people are more willing to sell it for a lesser price. And so I seen a mobile home, and it was on like 2 acres of land. So I knew that it was like, it was their real property. And so what I mean by real property is, a mobile home, if it's like in like an RV park, like, it's not actually built on the foundation of the land, then it's actually considered like personal property, just like a car, right? I'm sorry. If it's not, yeah, I think that's what I said. If it's not attached to like the land, then it's just considered personal property like a car. But if it's attached to the land, so like the land is there, they had cement poured, the home is like physically attached to the land, then it becomes real property, and real property gets treated like real estate. All right, so back up a little bit. So I seen this property. It was like on 2 acres of land. And so I hit up the owner, and they called me back, got to talking to them, started finding out, what their whole ordeal was. They actually lived out of the country, and so they didn't want to have to continue to manage something that was in the States. And so they were looking to just sell it to somebody. And they were asking for $90,000 because this was a mobile home that was on a piece of land. I told y'all 2 acres. So it was $90,000 for the mobile home, but plus you get 2 acres of land. So I mean, it's like worth it. You can put something else on the land if you want to. We ended up talking, and I was asking them like, have you guys ever considered just like renting it out? And they were like, yeah, but we don't want to have any ties like really to like the States. Like, we don't want to have to worry about if something happens to our tenants, like none of that. So we'd rather just sell it outright. but y'all know I'm not about buying properties just like cash. Like, no, we gonna have to get this on some creative finance terms so that we can make something happen. And so I'm just listening to them and stuff. And I was just like, well, what if you guys were still able to cash flow, but you don't actually have to have tenants, and you actually don't have to have any ownership to the property? And they were just like, well, what do you mean we wouldn't have any ownership, but we get cash flow from it? And so I started to explain to them, because they owned it outright. I started to explain to them, seller finance. And I was just like, you guys want $90,000 for this property, for your mobile home, and it's been sitting here for well over 30 days. You guys are going out of the country. If I was able to give you a monthly payment every month for your mobile home, and you never have to deal with the tenants, you never have to deal with the property, you never have to deal with anything, all you deal with is getting your check in the mail every single month, or wired to you every single month, like how would that make you feel? And they were like, well, yeah, that would be something we'd consider, but how would we do that? So I had to put them up on game, right? I had to put them up on game. So I was just like, yes, since you guys own the property outright, you don't owe a mortgage, you can basically become the bank, meaning that you can sell me your property and you finance it to me. I'll give you a down payment. I'll pay you monthly payments, whatever interest payment you want. We can discuss those terms. And they were like, oh, okay, all right, cool. I'm gonna make the story kind of short, but they ended up accepting seller finance terms, right? And so I actually did not want a mobile home. I didn't want it for myself, and I didn't want it to put a tenant in. So this is where I'm about to give you guys an opportunity to make some real money. Okay, so because I didn't want to keep that property for myself, I already knew that there was a lot of investors who were looking for these type of mobile homes, because I told y'all I was at these conferences and everybody was like, mobile home parks, mobile home parks. And so I already knew exactly who to reach out to, or what platform to reach out to, if I did have a mobile home for seller finance. And I knew people that were going to eat that up. And so I ended up, I got it under contract for a killer down payment, a killer monthly payment. The interest rate was 0%. And so I ended up taking some pictures and all that, and I put it on the marketplace, because I had seen it on the marketplace. And so I went ahead and was like, well, you know what? I'm going to try to assign it to another buyer on the marketplace. Now, I will tell you that is a bit risky, because if the seller sees that, you're now advertising their property, they might ask a couple questions like, well, hey, you're buying it from me. I see that you just posted it on, marketplace, and you're asking for this fee or whatever. So, you do have to be kind of cautious about where you decide to market for your buyers. But I mean, there's other avenues. You can go on OfferUp. You can go on Craigslist. So, just choose another platform that the seller didn't put the property on, and then you're good. But in my case, I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and just put that mug like back on the Facebook market and see what it do. So it did. Okay, so I ended up finding there was a ton of people interested. Like, I was just getting binged like crazy. Every other minute I had somebody, hey, when can I take a tour of the property? Can we talk about what the terms are? I've never bought a property on terms before. And so like people were just hitting me up, other buyers, other investors, whatever. And so I ended up assigning it to one of my buyers for $20,000. Yeah. $20,000, all because I was scrolling on Facebook Market, seen a property, seen a mobile home, got on the phone with the seller, talked to them for a bit, found out what their issue was, what their pain point was, right? Because that's the whole thing. We're trying to find their pain point so that we can provide a solution. So listen to their pain point, gave them an offer that they had never heard of before, which was seller finance. and they accepted it. It was something that it was in alignment with what they wanted. And so literally it didn't take much effort, you guys. It really didn't. And then once I was able to get them under contract, posting it on the Facebook marketplace was simple. From there, within a couple of weeks, because we had to wait for it to go through title and all that other stuff, but within a couple weeks I had a $20,000 check coming my way. I'm trying to put you guys up on game so that you guys can go out and get this money, because it's out there. You just have to know where to go. So if you're watching this video, then after this video, I want you to go to Facebook. I want you to go to the Facebook marketplace and just type in mobile homes. Type in mobile homes and just start looking, just start scrolling, see what you find. Do you see mobile homes that are attached to land? Do you see mobile homes that are at RV parks? Even if it's not attached to land, you guys can still get it under contract and assign it to another investor or another buyer. Now, I will say that the paperwork is a little bit different, because instead of dealing with the title company and a purchase agreement, you're actually just dealing with like a bill of sale. It's just like you're transferring the title to a car. It's like one of those situations. And then once you get it under contract, then you then assign it to an investor. There's a lady, a girl, her name is I think it's like Mobile Home Mommy. Look her up, Mobile Home Mommy. If you see this Mobile Home Mommy, go ahead and give the girl a shout out. But she is like the guru of mobile homes, like finding mobile homes, fixing up mobile homes, wholesaling mobile homes, getting her assignment fee. So that's like her niche. So if you want to get into mobile homes heavy, I would say you want to hit her up. And I think it's the Mobile Home Mommy. Yes. So anyways, you guys, I hope that this information was helpful to you guys. It's time for ownership. It's time for wealth building. Stop being a renter, start being an owner, and stop paying somebody else's mortgage. Okay, you guys already know that you don't have to wait to get your credit. You don't have to wait for your job to be on your job a whole long time. You don't have to go through the underwriting process with the mortgage company. You don't have to do any of that. So there's no excuses. This is a real option that you guys can take to get ownership, okay? I love you guys. I did miss y'all. I'm glad that we had this talk. And I will see you guys again next week. But remember, put those comments down below. I want to hear what you guys want to talk about, what you guys want me to go over, any questions you'd like me to answer. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.